You ever get the feeling that there are invisible threads connecting us all? These unseen currents of thought and feeling that seem to flow between minds. It hints at this web of consciousness that we're only just starting to wrap our heads around.
I mean, come on, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We've all had that happen. That weird, almost electric moment of synchronicity that just feels like it has to be more than a coincidence. It's like this little flicker of connection that you can't quite explain.
And it's not just a one-on-one thing, right? You can feel it in the air at a concert when everyone's on the same wavelength, or in a team that suddenly just clicks and finds its flow. It's like a shared mind, a kind of collective intuition. So how on earth does this happen? Well, to find an answer, we've got to look at the incredibly small and the unbelievably large.
Okay, so our journey starts with one of the most bizarre and honestly fascinating ideas in all of science. It's a concept from quantum physics, and it gives us this perfect metaphor for all those human connections we just can't seem to explain away. Okay, try to picture this. Imagine you have two tiny particles, linked forever the moment they're created. If you check on one and find out its state, let's say it's spinning up, you instantly know the other one, even if it's across the entire galaxy, is spinning down. They're permanently connected, like a single system that exists in two places at once. Wild, right?
So this whole mystery has a few key rules. The particles have what are called correlated states, meaning they're always linked, like perfect opposites. Their connection has non-local coherence, which is just a really fancy way of saying that distance literally doesn't matter to them. And maybe the craziest part, the connection is instantaneous. It happens faster than the speed of light. Now let's be absolutely crystal clear about something. We are not saying that human minds are literally quantum entangled particles, okay? But this incredible real-world phenomenon gives us a language, a framework for exploring those deep, intuitive, and instantaneous connections that we all experience every single day. So, if entanglement is our metaphor, where in the world can we find a real biological example of this kind of massive, interconnected network? Well, for that, we have to look down, way down, beneath our feet, to what you could call the true neurological network of nature.
That number? That's the size of the largest known organism on planet Earth. And no, it's not a blue whale or a giant sequoia tree. It's a single honey mushroom network in Oregon. It is one continuous living mat of mycelium that stretches for nearly 3.5 square miles. Just think about that. One single intelligent organism.
And this is where the brilliant mycologist Paul Stamets just hits the nail on the head. He says mycelium is the neurological network of nature. It's not just a random bunch of fungal threads, it literally operates like a planetary brain, a living internet that supports entire ecosystems. Scientists call this the Wood Wide Web, and through it, the entire forest acts like one giant superorganism. You'll have older mother trees sending critical nutrients through the network to help out little saplings that are struggling in the shade. They can even send out chemical warning signals to other trees about insect attacks. It's this hidden, cooperative system that makes the whole forest so intelligent and resilient. And the parallel to our own brains is it's striking, Where the mycelial network connects individual trees, our brain connects individual neurons. Where the network exchanges nutrients, our brain exchanges chemical signals. And the result is exactly the same. You get a system, whether it's a forest or a human consciousness, that is way more intelligent and resilient than just the sum of its parts. Okay, so this brings our metaphor all the way from the forest floor right into the hidden architecture of our own minds. And believe it or not, this is way more than just a poetic comparison. Our connection to this fungal intelligence actually runs deep in our own evolutionary history.
About 500 million years ago, our evolutionary path split off from fungi. So, in a very real sense, we're distant cousins. And for thousands of years, ancient humans have sensed this connection, using fungi and rituals to explore consciousness. Now, in the 21st century, modern science is basically just catching up, rediscovering these ancient threads that have linked us all along.
So, what is our human mycelium actually made of? Well, it's built on a few key systems. First, we've got mirror neurons. These are brain cells that fire not just when we do something, but when we watch someone else do it. It's why you physically cringe when you see an athlete get injured. Then there's emotional contagion, which is how feelings like joy or panic can just sweep through a crowd. And finally, we have our resonance with archetypes, those universal stories and symbols that connect all of humanity across every culture and every era. When you put all this together, it reveals a fundamental truth about us. Our brains did not evolve in a vacuum.
They are social organs. They were literally built from the ground up to connect, predict, mirror, and synchronize with other brains. We are hardwired for this kind of entanglement.
And this brings us to the final and I think the most important part of this whole story. Because this isn't just about abstract physics or underground mushrooms anymore. This is about you.
Every single idea, every feeling, every little intuition that pops into your head, it doesn't just exist inside your skull. Think of it like a signal that you're sending out into this vast interconnected field.
You are constantly, whether you realize it or not, receiving and broadcasting information on a subconscious level. Your consciousness is part of a much larger current, a flow of collective human thought.
And that's the ultimate realization here. You are not separate. You are a vital, sensing, communicating node in the great mycelial network of humanity. Your thoughts and your feelings are either nourishing or depleting the whole.
You know, the great psychologist Carl Jung said that the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And understanding this deep interconnection, it isn't some strange New Age idea to tack on. It's an awakening to your most authentic self. A self that is both totally individual and, at the same time, part of a magnificent whole.
So, I'll just leave you with this one question. If your thoughts really do ripple out and affect the entire network, if your state of being actually influences our collective consciousness, then what signals are you sending out today? What are you contributing to the entangled mind of humanity?